Hello, in today's Technology and Media Design course, we are going to talk about video in multimedia. Okay, as we are all aware, there are many advantages of using video, especially to deliver certain messages. It can save a lot of time, and it also helps to increase the retention of the presented information, so people can really look at the information clearly and pay attention and listen to it, as compared if you deliver your messages through just texts. Okay, today we're also going to talk about the quality versus file size of video. Okay, and several elements actually determine the file size. Well, if you record your video, you can see, and I believe you're aware, there's size, video size, right? The longer you record a video, the bigger the size becomes. Okay, so all this actually determined also by the frame rate, image size, color depth, and also audio capture rate. Okay, what are these? Let's have a look. So frame rate, it's the number of images displayed within a specific amount of time to convey a sense of motion. Well, if you can recall, last time when camera was first introduced, film was first introduced, we have Charlie Chaplin, right? As you can see, the movement is not smooth. Okay, at that time they only use very few frames. Okay, therefore the movement captured is not smooth as compared to these days. You can reach more than 30 frames per second to record a video. Okay, and normally for video digital you require at least 15 to 24 frames per second. Anything less than that, as I said earlier, it will look jerky. Okay, as in the Charlie Chaplin. Look for it. If those who haven't heard of what is Charlie Chaplin, you can look for it. Easy said, if you require smoother movement, you require more details, of course, and you will need a more frame per second, more frame rate. Okay, so this is the example. Let's say if you use 30 frames per second, you can see how the car move from one point to another point, right? As compared to if you only use 1 frame per second, you only get to see from the beginning. All of a sudden you see the car is already at the other point. You don't see the transition in between. Okay, so number of captured video frame determines overall file size. As I said, more frame rate, meaning bigger or larger size you will have to deal with. Okay, and when you talk about frame size, it requires a significant investment in image storage and processing power. Of course, the more video you have in your computer, you will need a better processor of a computer. And even those who work as videographer, they don't use low-end computers, all high-end computers with great processors. Okay, and those are the sizes, and you can see the frame size there. If you wish to use higher definition or higher quality videos, the size will increase, the frame size will increase. Same goes to the size of the file will increase as well. These are examples of frame of display size. Our computer last time, if you still recall, it can be in smaller size, and then it goes to 640 times 480, and now even bigger. As you can see, if you use YouTube video size, you can get to choose whichever size you prefer to see or to view. Okay, and you can set the quality. If your internet connections is not so good, perhaps you have to use low quality of a video, therefore you won't get sharper look. You won't be really satisfied with the quality of video when you use a lower quality. but this also depends on your internet connection, and you may have to reduce the video size as well for your view. Yeah, so when you talk about quality versus size file, you know, and you talk about frame size, last time, you know, we have to set manually. When we start to record a video, we have to set it on our camera manually, but these days you don't have to do that anymore, all being set for you automatically, you know, it's easier. So have a look at, you know, the TV screen last time, it's all in this size, smaller. And as we evolve, you can see, you know, the electrical shop starts to sell a widescreen TV, you know, so the ratio is a bit different than before. So the size also increased, 720 times 405, as you can see the right side and the left side. You can see the difference in the length and the widest on widest screen. Okay. So another examples here, widescreen. Even last time, if you want to do filming, you know, you need to have that proper set of size, you know, from your camera. You have to project how it will look like in real TV, you know, but these days it's all being done automatically. Okay, and you have to take this into consideration also, color depth of the video. All right. If you don't have good equipment, lower end equipment, you know, you can't actually do a lot of effects or editing, and you know, or you want to upload your video perhaps in your blog which have limited storage, you know, so maybe you have to reduce the color depth. But bear in mind, when you reduce the color depth, of course the quality going to reduce as well. So there's 8-bit, 16-bit, 24-bit. Okay, the difference you can see in the quality of the video or images they produce. And now if it's 16 colors, as you can see, that is a bit pixelated. As you increase, you know, the size, the quality becomes better and so forth. Yeah. Okay. Again, the size of the video also is influenced by the audio capture rate. Okay, if the video without the audio, the size is going to be lesser, but when there's include audio, of course the size of the video going to increase. Okay, and how do you calculate file size? Let's say you have a pen drive. Okay, a pen drive which is not in a big storage, right? So how to make sure, or how to calculate approximately whether it's going to fit into your pen drive or not. You may want to do this. You can count, you know, frame size times frame rate, and then times color depth, and you divide by 8. Okay, and why 8? Because you have to convert 1 bit equal to 8 pixels. So if you do this calculation, basically, you know, you can assume that the video you will record, and then you can save easily in your pen drive, for example. Yeah. Okay. So let's just remember this: 1 second of a video at a frame rate of 15 frames per second. Okay, let's say we have this issue here. Okay, with a frame size of 320 times 240, and you are given color depth at 24 bits. This will equal a file size of 3.5 MB, megabyte. So let's say you have a pen drive, 1 gig pen drive, so you can assume that it will fit into your 1 gig pen drive. Yeah. So this is a bit example of how to calculate. Okay. And another way also, you can compress your video. Let's say you have film and edit the video in bigger size, you know, it might not fit into your 1 gig pen drive, for example. So you may have to compress your video, or let's say you want to upload in your blog with limited storage, you have to compress the video. How do you do this? Okay, So to compress and decompress, we are known as codecs, right? And you can reduce the size by compressing it, and there's actually the two types of compression. We have lossless and lossy. Okay, what's the difference between these two? Let's have a look at lossless. Okay, if you use lossless compression, it will actually preserve the exact image throughout the compression and decompression process. So the compression is not that much. Okay, it's just around 50 to 60%, where you will retain your original style. You still get quite similar quality as the original. Okay, the compression is not too much. However, if you use lossy compression, it will actually eliminate some of the data, okay, in your video, for example. So but the size, of course, going to be much more smaller, yeah. So it will only retain 5 to 20% of the original size or original video that you have. It really is up to you. You have to think, what is the purpose of this video? Where are you going to place this video? So all this matters whether you want to use lossy or lossless compression. And if you go to the internet, in Google, you can just search for Codec Software. You can download for free. Some are free, some you have to pay. So we have example of video codecs here. Those are the names. Audio codecs also there. And these days there's even more. Okay, have a look. And then we talk about file formats. When you record a video, you save a video, there's so many formats, okay? And ASF, DV, MPG, AVI, MOV, okay, so many formats. Again, depends on what software you're using, okay? And for example here, the common one, AVI, okay, short for audio video interleave. Well, this one normally runs on Windows, okay. MOV, okay, this one if you use application like QuickTime, okay, and those who use Macintosh or Mac computers, and a lot of them use .mov. MPAC, okay, known as Motion Picture Expert Group. This is a smaller video format, the technique is lossy. MPEG-2 are common for DVD, and lots of other file formats. You can have a look, and you can learn better later when we start to do video assignment. More here, WMV, RM, ASF, FLV for Flash software. Last time we used Flash software. You can save the video file to FLV, DV, okay, a lot, but normally the common one would be MPEG, okay. MOV, AVI is quite big size. AVI, you may have to save it into MPEG later on if you wish to place the video in your website, for example, or in smaller storage drive. Okay, and there's also a lot of video editing tools these days in the market. Right, we have the common one, Windows Movie Maker, Final Cut Pro, iMovie, Sony Vegas, Ulate Video Studio, Premiere, okay, Avis Express, a lot. And depends on the user, okay. For beginner, normally you can use the easy one like iMovie, but if you're more expert, okay, and usually video expert, use Final Cut Pro as compared to iMovie. Okay, and then as we are aware, video editing software can do lots of things. They can compress, okay, you can save as into different format, a smaller format, okay, and then you can do copy, you can cut, paste, edit, delete, insert, special effect and so forth. So a lot of things you can do with video editing software. And you can also, like I said just now, change the size or frame rate, okay, special effect, Okay, I've talked about this. And today's task, which to do with video, I want you to try and embed, okay, YouTube into YouTube video. Okay, sorry, try to embed your video from YouTube to the ODL platform. Okay, I'll explain this further. Okay, and the functions of embedding, why you should embed YouTube videos. Okay, instead of sharing the link, it's better off for you to embed the video, for example, in your blog, in your website. Okay, why is that? It helps with the search engine optimization. So let's say if you do a video about how to record a video, okay, so if you embed your video in your website, instead of giving people the link, the YouTube of your YouTube link, you know, when people search for that title, okay, how to record video, for example, you know, YouTube will be the first to come out in the search engine instead of your blog or your website. Okay, when you embed them and a lot of people go to your website, so it will come as a first place as compared to YouTube. Okay, so it optimizes the search engine better, yeah. And then increase traffic and the authority of your site instead of YouTube, as I said just now, so you gain better audience. Therefore, thank you for that.